Good evening and welcome to GCU Softball Stadium for this softball classic against GCU and Portland State. GCU's coming into this matchup 11-1 and Portland State coming into it 0-6. Both teams have played one game so far in this GCU Invitational. The Grand Canyon Lopes beat San Jose State last night 8-0, and San Jose State beat Portland State today 8-0. Taylor, it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great game tonight. JP Saar alongside Taylor Bond here, of course, for the GCU Invitational. Second day of play here for the Lopes, and they're ready, more ready than ever here, coming off that fantastic win in just 5 innings last night. Coming back to play again, of course, today, and then they will go on to finish the 3-day GCU Invitational tomorrow out here in GCU Softball Stadium for the 4th annual GCU Invitational.
Same starters for the Lopes as they had last night. Valencia will be the one change. She has the pitching circle today. Kenzie Hill will be catching for her. Bowling at first, Wortman at second. The Smith twins at third and shortstop. Kay out in left field, Gomez in center, and Olson in right. Lopes start in the field, and Portland State will start batting.
Leading off for the Vikings.
Absolutely. Valencia, of course, coming here this year after an injury last year. Quite a young player here, though. She's come out strong, though, in every showing that she's had so far into this season. I think she'll do a great stand for the Lopes today.
Nelson batting first for Portland State. And we're going to start the ball game off with 1 ball by Mariah Valencia.
Portland State, a very young team, 11 freshmen this year to their roster. The 11-member freshman class is tied for the largest in the country.
Bunt scooped up there by Sierra Smith, and she fires it over to first base to get the Lopes first out of this game.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 33, Shaylee Lindsay.
Shaylee Lindsay up for Portland here. Batting on the left side. Mariah Valencia, of course, after that injury. Haven't seen her since freshman year where she started 11 games, played in 16 total as a pitcher. But she finished that year back in 2015 with a 1-4 record and a 6.8 ERA in 37 innings. Kind of dragging her off on that one, trying to get her to follow that pitch.
1-1 count now. Lindsay started all games for the Portland State Vikings.
Yeah, Lindsay is a senior out of Pendleton, Oregon. Attended Pendleton High School. Last year she played in 43 games, 33 starts in center field. Hit a .296 batting average with 21 runs scored and 1 batted in.
Lindsay trying to lay down a bunt. It fouls it off, making it a 2-2 count for Valencia.
Valencia currently on the season with a 3.22 ERA.
She slaps another one foul. Portland State really struggled, Taylor, against San Jose State. Just 2 games ago, of course, as a tournament, teams are playing many games per day. Only 5 hits allowed by the San Jose State pitcher. Real tough start for Portland State in this tournament.
Yeah, you can tell right now the struggle that they're having here at bat. In general, Lindsay really trying to drag this one out on a bunt. Their opening week, they went 0-5 at the Mercer Invitational in Macon, Georgia. They opened the year with a 2-0 lead against Dayton, but then 10 unanswered runs. So she will get safe on this one.
Beats out the throw by Shea Smith. Shea Smith scooped that one up, fired it over, but just not in time. And Portland State will have the first runner.
Yeah, Lindsay excited about that one, getting on first. Really, Portland knowing that after GCU's game last night, they're really going to have some action here to start off early because, of course, scoring 4 runs in the first inning yesterday, the Lopes came to play. They had, of course, 2 home runs in that first inning. So the Vikings really needing to come out strong if they're going to make an impact in this evening's game.
Yeah, an exciting game for the Lopes. Wortman and Hill both homering in that first inning. And that was a great exclamation point for the Lopes to start off this GCU Invitational.
Yeah, exactly. They're having such a great start to the season, 11-1 on the season. The best start since they've gone Division I. And, of course, this is the last year that they're in the provisional period before going full Division I status, able to compete outside of just conference play. So a big deal that they're really coming on so strong in the beginning of this season. Coach Ann Pearson picking up her 100th win, of course, against Lamar in last weekend's tournament. So great things and great excitement surrounding this GCU softball team.
222 hitter Bruno comes to the plate, and she fouls one just over the net, over the third base dugout. She has one runner on, a 1-2 count, and one out.
Absolutely. That's one of the 11 freshmen for the Vikings, Marissa Bruno, wearing the number 3 tonight. She attended Santa Catalina High School out of Monterey, California. She was a 3-time Monterey Herald All-County selection and 3-time MTAL champion. Easy out.
She fired one up the middle, and Mariah Valencia was able to stop that one with her foot, reach down, grab it, and throw it over to first for the out, but the runner does advance to second. So Kramer will approach the plate with a runner on second, but 2 outs here.
That's right. It's going to be number 13, Catherine Kramer for Portland State. Here batting on the right side. We've seen a lot of left-handed batters so far. We saw that yesterday, too, in the game against San Jose. Almost more left-handed than right-handed batters.
Kramer got one of the 5 hits for the Vikings earlier today in their 8-0 loss.
Catherine Kramer, a senior from the Dales, Oregon. She hit a .214 last year as a junior, went 3-4 with 2 runs scored. She also had a home run against Idaho State, so a big tier team there for women's softball.
This is a steep task for the Vikings pulling off this upset against the Lopes. The Lopes come in to this tournament with the highest batting average of any team, any of the 4 or 5 teams here, and the Vikings come in with the lowest batting average and the fewest amount of hits. So definitely going to be a monumental upset if they can do it. Sierra Smith grabs that one of the air, fires it over to first base, and that was a nice clean inning for Mariah Valencia to get started here and get her legs under her. Allowed 1 hit, but she got out of it. No harm done. Tonight, men's volleyball takes on number 1 ranked Ohio State in the GCU Arena. This won't be a match to miss. The game starts at 6 p.m. Watch live on YouTube and GCU TV. Taylor, you're working the next Nevada game, but I am not. I will be heading over to watch that one. It should be a great volleyball game.
Absolutely. The men's volleyball team, I believe, 5-5 on the season so far, looking to face the highest-ranked team to ever step into GCU Arena in all sports, all divisions. So Ohio State, the Buckeyes, coming in here this weekend to play the Lopes. That will be a great game you won't want to miss. And the men's volleyball team hasn't been at home very much so far this season. They were away for about 2 or 3 weeks, finally making it back home here to Phoenix. So exciting game. You can catch, of course, like JP said, all that action right here on GCU TV.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. The Lopes knocked off Lewis a couple weeks ago, so I definitely think they're up for the task and they can really pull this upset. And starting at pitcher for the Vikings is Alyssa Burke. She's made 5 appearances on the year. She's 0-2 so far with a 9.75 ERA and just 5 strikeouts on the year.
Absolutely. She is actually the current Big Sky pitcher of the week. Last year as a freshman, she's only a sophomore, went 3-5 with a 3.57 ERA over 64 innings. Pitched as a true freshman, struck out 52, walked 50, She led the team in ERA and strikeouts.
As you said, though, it's such a young team
Yeah.
for that Vikings ball club that she's almost a veteran on that team, being a sophomore.
Absolutely, the largest freshman class here for women's softball across the nation.
Shea Smith at the plate for the Lopes. She is batting an astounding .409 so far in the year. Started every single game. 44 at-bats and 18 hits so far. 1 home run and 9 RBIs, so she's on fire so far in the opening tournament here at GCU Softball Stadium and at the Getterman Classic out in Baylor.
Absolutely. Shea Smith alongside her twin sister Sierra Smith. They're quite the duo, not only batting, but of course out in the field as well. Shea Smith, along with 2 other GCU women, were named to the 2017 preseason all-WAC team. So that is an honor voted on by fellow coaches in the conference. So quite a great honor to receive that, especially as a young player, as a sophomore. Shea Smith brings so much to this team, and that exactly is why she is the, first up on the batting lineup.
She's also one of the quickest people on this team, which is why she's leading off. Already has 1 triple on the year, and she has 3 stolen bases so far. Definitely filling the stat sheet so far in just 12 games played. It's looking like it's going to be a real good year for her, and the count is full.
Yeah, she scored the first run yesterday in the 4-run series that they went on in the first inning.
Swung and missed. Shea Smith strikes out. And now Lorianne Olson will come to the plate with a 387 average so far this year. 3rd on the team so far. Having herself quite a good year as well.
Absolutely, and if you take a look at the statistics, JP, Lorianne Olson at bat only 31 times compared to Shea Smith's 44, Camry's 41, even Sierra's 43. So to have a great batting average such as that when you've only, been at bat, roughly that many times versus the other girls.
She lays down a bunt towards the third base side and is just unable to beat out the throw. That looked very similar to Portland State's single that they had in the top of the first, and ref called Olson out, and it looked pretty close. Nikki Gonzalez up to bat now, 2 outs. That one in the dirt gets by the catcher.
Nikki Gonzalez, only a junior from Tucson, Arizona, attended Canyon del Oro High School. She had a great game yesterday as well. I think that's what moved her up a little bit in the lineup here today. Started 42 games as a freshman, 39 at catcher, 3 as designated player. Was named on the WAC second team, 283 batting average.
She had a real good game yesterday, went 1 for 2, 1 RBI, and on the defensive side, she caught someone stealing, which is a tough task to do with these softball bases being much closer than baseball.
Absolutely. We saw some aggressive steals yesterday from both sides. San Jose attempting to come off the bag as well, but really a great play, great effort yesterday. The Lopes had nothing but excitement after that win. Of course, hoping to clutch their second win here today against Portland.
And she fouls back the 2-1 pitch, making it a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Nikki Gonzalez at the plate. The 2-2. Misses high. Nikki Gonzalez takes that pitch, making the count full.
This is Portland's head coach, Meadow McWarther's first year at Portland State. Fortunately, a little bit of a tough start, 0-5 on the season. That one will go out and into the stands. Looked like it might have just hit someone's purse or bag or something there. Good thing it didn't injure anyone here. The stadium of GCU softball. Brand new GCU softball stadium as well. This is only the second weekend of play here in the brand new softball stadium, a part of the 10-2 athletic campus facilities expansion.
And Nikki Gonzalez drives one out to center field, but ran down and caught by the center fielder, Lindsay. We'll be right back here on GCU TV.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back here to GCU Softball Stadium. 0-0 ball game here early on. Top of the second coming in. And we will see Hannah Self approaching the plate for the Portland State Vikings. She's batting in the 5 spot. Another freshman on this young Viking squad, batting 125 so far in the year. She started just 3 games here, half of Portland State's games. Only taken 8 at-bats, but she has earned herself a 5 spot playing catcher today. She swings on the first one. Strike one.
A little bit different start from GCU than we saw yesterday, of course, scoring those 4 runs in the first inning yesterday, coming out no runs scored in the first inning, looking to answer back here. Valencia going for the pitch, but hope to see them come back here in the second inning and get some runs scored, of course. Just pitch out of this inning and get into the next.
Hannah Self checked her swing there. They asked the first base umpire, and he said she did not go, so the count will be 1-1. That one fired on out to left field will be well foul. Got ahead of that one just a touch.
Of course, our pitcher today, or our catcher today, excuse me, Kenzie Hill, starting 49 of 50 games last year, and that will be an out here for GCU. First out in the second inning, and that is going to bring up Portland's Taylor Gunish to bat here, left side.
Valencia picks up her first strikeout of the ball game. She's got just 10 strikeouts on the year, but she's having a very good year. 1-0 to start. She's made 5 appearances, though. 4 games started, which means all her games she started have been very close. She's pitching a 3.22 ERA in 22 pitches, or 22 innings pitched. So she's definitely had a quick start to her year, successful year, and I think it's a good way to bounce back after that tough injury she had last year.
Absolutely. To be out for an entire year, you know, and with the injury that she had, she wasn't able to rehab or cross-train for quite a while. So to be able to come out here after possibly being out of shape, you know, not getting that arm in swing and everything, she's doing a tremendous job.
The 1-1 goes into the dirt. 2-1 count for Mariah Valencia, pitching to Taylor Gunish.
Gunish, one of those 11 freshmen that we spoke about out of Salem, Oregon, went to West Salem High School. She was Greater Valley Conference Player of the Year as a senior, 4-time All-GVC first team selection. She actually made the Nike Softball Player of the Year finalists as a junior. So quite a little high school resume for Gunish.
Slaps that one just foul up the third base line, and now she faces a full count against Mariah Valencia. Valencia winds up and strikes her out. A great pitch there by Valencia. She caught the outside corner and struck her out looking.
Absolutely. Now turning around quickly, 2 outs, just attempting to get out of this inning and turn things around. Be Riley Casper, freshman from Encinitas, California. Another freshman there. Of course, we
Yeah.
saying, looks like Portland has started 10 of the 11 freshmen in their debut this season. All but one freshman has played and started.
Casper fires it to short. And Shea Smith fires that one to first and gets her out. A 1-2-3 inning for Mariah Valencia. Keeps the score 0-0 here, heading to the bottom of the second.
If you enjoy TED Talks, then you'll love TEDx Grand Canyon University. This is a TED event completely organized by students to bring GCU and the community together in the spirit of TED's mission, Ideas Worth Spreading. Enjoy a day of diverse thought through speakers and community right here on March 2nd. For more information, visit gcuarena.com.
Coming up in the bottom of the second for your Lopes, Lainey Gomez, Camry Wortman, and Kenzie Hill up to bat. Both of them very strong hitters. 389 for Gomez, 366 for Wortman, and a 333 average for Kenzie Hill. Lopes looking to fire out a few runs here, and no better hitters to do it than Gomez, Wortman, and Hill.
Absolutely. Camry Wortman, of course, recording that home run that she had yesterday in the first inning, scoring those 4 runs for GCU in that first inning. Camry adding to that and adding a home run to her
The center fielder,
stats
number
there.
11, Lainey Gomez.
Picking up her first home run of the year. She had 6 last year, and it's good to see one fly over that fence for her.
Lainey Gomez up to bat on the left side. She's done great things so far. She is leading the team in the batting average with 394, 13 for 33. Junior out of Gilbert, Arizona, attended Perry High School. She was one of just about 3 players to start in all 50 games for the Lopes last year in the outfield. Had a season high 326 batting average, 42 hits and 2 doubles.
1-1 count here for Gomez. She takes a run at that one, and that one's well outside. Count rises to 2-1. Key here for Gomez is to get on and let the big hitters in Wortman and Hill drive you home.
Absolutely. Especially in a situation like this, 0-0 in the bottom of the second, anything really to get on. Looks like she almost got hit there.
Yeah, that one
That
fired
pitch.
just inside. Had to lift up her elbow a little bit, and that one just misses. 3-1.
Alyssa Burke, of course, pitching for Portland State. Big Sky Pitcher of the Week. Just a sophomore, went 3-5. Last year as a freshman.
And a full count now for Lainey Gomez. Alyssa Burke winding up. And Gomez fires it into left, and a diving catch by the left fielder.
Yeah, Taylor Gunnish getting that one easily. Coming down, getting that first out for the Vikings. But it'll be Camry Wortman now to make things happen for the Lopes.
Great play there in left field by Taylor Gunnish, able to dive in and cradle that one. Gomez thought she may have had a hit one base, maybe even 2 there, but Gunnish makes a great play. And Burks fires the first one in the dirt.
Camry Wortman, one of the key players here for this GCU team. Her 3rd year in a row receiving preseason All-WAC first team honors, along with Shea Smith and Taylor Nolan. Started in all 50 games last year.
She rips one well foul.
She has a lot of strength for a smaller player too, only at 5'4", but her strength is in that right side hit. She gets that into the right field. That one unfortunately a foul, but same general area of her home run yesterday.
She really got a hold of that one. Fired it on top of the away side dugout. And she takes the next pitch and makes it a 2-1 count with one out here in the bottom of the second.
She led the team last year as a junior with 49 runs scored and had the highest batting average on the season last year with 392, 67 hits, and 171 at-bats. Camry, a senior from Riverton, Utah.
And she makes count 2-2. Really working this pitcher with 2 foul balls so far. And she fouls another one off.
So she'll stay in the count here to fight back. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 1 out. Bottom of the second.
Burke's moving in. And she fires it low. The count is full.
Yeah, she's struggling a little bit here, getting it up and off the ground. She's hesitating slightly before the release, and I'm wondering if that has something to do with the dirt balls here that we're picking up. So she'll be down in the count.
And she fires it in. A curveball slips away from her and hits Camry Wortman in the back. A 7-pitch count for Wortman, and she ends it with a hit by pitch and reaches first base. And catcher Kenzie Hill will come to the plate, looking to advance Wortman up a few bases and maybe even get herself on 2 home runs on the year, leading the team. 6 RBIs so far. A great start for Kenzie Hill.
Absolutely. Kenzie Hill making her way up in this batting lineup and in this start here. The senior out of Walla Walla, Washington, started 49 of 50 games as catcher last year. 287 batting average, 33 hits, 115 at-bats.
And Alyssa Burke trying to get out of this inning. Maybe she can get a grounder, force a double play. But Kenzie Hill showing bunt here at the 1-1 count. She pulls it back. And the inside pitch just catches the plate.
That was a good one. That was one of the better pitches I've seen, I believe, from her today, Alyssa Burke.
She looked real confident on that one, and that one could add some confidence, winding up. And a swing and a miss by Kenzie Hill. 2 outs on the board now as Sierra Smith will come to the plate.
Now it's interesting, JP Sierra Smith coming later into this batting lineup. We saw her continuously throughout the season batting right after sister Shay Smith in the second position. So I'm wondering if Coach Pearson is using this to the advantage, having the hitters come in and then Sierra coming in as the sort of anchor man to this lineup, coming in as their dark horse, able to make something happen later into the lineup.
Could be. She has had a rough start, though. 256, 0 for 2 last night. Maybe Pearson's just moving her down, hoping to fire her up a little bit.
Absolutely.
She had a very good year batting .311, so she is under her pace. She gets one to short, and a ground out will end the inning for the Lopes. We'll be right back. 0-0, still the score.
The Grand Canyon University Film Festival is a 3-night celebration of our school's talented filmmakers. It's held in Ethington Theater on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and it features some of our best shorts of the year. Come join us to be a part of Arizona's emerging film community. Whether it's for one night or all 3, we appreciate your support.
Welcome back here inside GCU Softball Stadium. The 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Portland State Vikings.
The shortstop, number 9.
Shortstop number 9, Alexis Ponce, gonna come to the plate.
Yeah, looking to turn things around here. Valencia doing a great job for the Lopes today, pitching a solid game going into this third inning. No runs for either team. 0-0 score. Bit of a slower start, as we said, for the Lopes. Going into third inning with no runs.
Much slower start. And it's dangerous facing a pitcher like Alyssa Burke. You give her some confidence like the Lopes have, grounding out quite a few times, giving her 2 strikeouts. This one pushed off high and brought in by Camry Wortman. She tracked over from the second base side, and she was able to bring that one in.
Absolutely. She had a lot of coverage on that, coming quite the distance there to get that sinker, but that'll be the first out for the Lopes. Great little advantage here in the top of the third.
Senior Selena Carasosa coming in, 111 batting average. Started all but one game so far here for the Vikings.
Yep, that's a senior out of Tracy, California.
Second on the team in strikeouts, which can be a good sign sometimes, showing that she's pretty aggressive. She will go after the ball, and the 1-0 pitch now from Valencia. And that one misses. The 2-0 count here to Carasosa.
Carasosa played in 38 games last year as a junior, made 22 starts. Didn't have the best batting average last year, batting 137. 9 runs scored.
She fouls one off just in front of the home side Lopes dugout here by the third base line. 2-1 count for Mariah Valencia.
Portland State in the Big Sky Conference. They come into the conference the 2017 season ranked last behind Idaho State.
Gets one to second, and Wortman makes the second out of the inning so far. Valencia looking like she's going to have another quick 1-2-3 innings. She let up a single in the first, but since then has not allowed a hit. Made 2 strikeouts in the second, 1-2-3 inning. And Shay Nelson, number 1 hitter, coming back in. She grounded out her first time around.
Yeah, doing a great job, Valencia, knowing she has to follow the big showing of Taylor Nolan, of course. Having a great game yesterday. Really, every game that she has is a great game. Pitching in extra innings against Lamar last weekend to force that win. She's now ranked 18th in the nation for wins.
And a diving catch by the left fielder, Taylor Kay. What a play there out there in left field. She tracked that one and dived in, and it looked very similar to the Portland State out just in the last inning. What a play by the Lopes to save Valencia and get out of that inning, because that one could have been extra bases. If you are visiting campus this spring, why not stay at the GCU Hotel, featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill. It's the perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Rooms start at $79 a night. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com.
Of course, Canyon 49 Grill, a very popular place we love to talk about. Makes us nice and hungry out here in an afternoon game like today. Of course, when this game is over, there'll be a quick turnaround for a 7 o'clock start for the game this evening that the Lopes will play against Nevada to continue this 4th annual GCU Invitational. And that will be the last game of this evening before action takes place tomorrow as well. Portland will take on San Jose, and then GCU will turn around at 11:30 and play San Jose.
GCU playing a lot of home tournaments right off the bat. They're playing the round robin next week, and then they go on the road playing Stanford Easton Classic and the Santa Clara round robin. I think that's good for the Lopes. Just get a lot of tournaments in, get a lot of games under their belt, and I think that bodes well for later in the season.
Absolutely. Ann Pearson, along with, a lot of GCU athletics coaches, like to get that early top experience in the season, you know, playing big teams. Of course, they faced Baylor last weekend, so number 23 in the nation for women's softball. So it's good that we're getting this top experience, especially in the last year of this provisional period.
And bowling fouls went off. Similar area to where Camry Wortman fouled her, just on top of the batting cages. Definitely bowling with a lot of power as well. Bowling had a home run in the GCU kickoff tournament. She has 13 RBIs on the year. Must have had a very successful Getterman Classic out there in Waco, Texas.
Absolutely. Didn't see her in action a whole lot last year as a sophomore. Started in only 6 games and played in only 18 at first base. She had a great average, though, 364 for the season, but she will get out here now in the bottom of this third.
Bowling pops out there. Taylor Kay will come to the plate. Kay hasn't gotten many starts, but she has started last night, and she's starting tonight. 8 games played, 13 at-bats. On the year before hits, batting .308, and she has an RBI on the year. And she bunts, lays down a bunt. Third baseman comes and scoops it up and fires it over to first base to Kara Sosa for the out. And that was a clean play there by the Portland State Vikings. A one-pitch out for Alyssa Burke.
Yeah, aggressive little play put off there and over to the first baseman for that one. Nice job by the Vikings. It'll be Shay Smith back at the top of the lineup for GCU here, hoping to make something happen in this third.
Shay Smith struck out in her first at bat, pops this one up and caught to end the inning. The Lopes and the Vikings remain in a 0-0 gridlock tie. Pretty swift start to this game. We will be right back here on GCU TV.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Welcome back here in GCU Softball Stadium. A very quick inning there for the Lopes and Vikings. Both teams went 1, 2, 3, and it seemed like that was under 5 minutes. We are flying through this ball game, approaching the top of the fourth, and leading off will be Lindsay, Bruno, and Kramer.
Absolutely. Quick turnaround here for Valencia. She didn't really get a whole lot of time there to rest between innings. She'll be back up at the pitcher's mound, but doing a great job staying consistent in today's game, allowing no runs here going into the fourth. Coach Pearson will be happy with her performance today.
And Lindsay bunts one foul. The count will go to 0-1. Shaylee Lindsay starting all the games for the Portland State Vikings. She has 11 at-bats, but just one hit so far this year, and that was a double.
That's right. She played in 43 games last year as a junior, 33 starts in center field. She had 21 runs scored, 1 batted in. She'll look to bat on the left side.
She slaps one just shallow, and she beats
a
out the
speedy
throw.
one.
Wow, that was a
Yeah.
quick run out by Lindsay. Sierra Smith came to grab the ball right in front of the catcher, and she was almost at the base at that point, and Sierra Smith threw the ball over and was well late. What a quick run out by Lindsay.
Yeah, that was a great little play put on by both teams there. It was whose fastest girl can be faster, and Lindsay getting on base here now on the first.
Lindsay 2 for 2 so far in this game and hoping to score a run. And another bunt laid down. Just trickles foul for the Portland State Vikings.
Freshman Marissa Bruno batting here out of Monterey, California. She had an impressive .494 average as a high schooler in 4 seasons, 500 for a season twice, and hit .568 with 26 runs scored as a senior.
Very similar situation for her that she faced in the first inning. Lindsay got on with a single, and
Yeah.
Bruno grounded out and was unable to get her in. Bruno fires one off, just bloops it, and it's just going to bounce past. Takes a nice spin, and Lindsay's going to advance to third base, and she is in safe. And Bruno will make her way to second. And all of a sudden, Portland State Vikings really threatening here. 0 outs, base runners on second and third. And their best hitter, Catherine Kramer, will come to the plate, batting .308 and 13 at-bats. She has 2 RBIs, and she's set up for possibly 2 more.
Awfully close there. Blooped, like you said, into the left, looking like they were going to get her out at third, but unfortunately, the Vikings will get onto third now.
Yeah, tough play there for the outfielder. Grounded to third. Going to get her out. And a wild pitch. That was a hectic play there for the Lopes and the Vikings. She grounded out just a shallow third. Sierra Smith fired it over to first and got the runner out, but Lindsay on third base almost looked like she wanted to run in, and then first baseman Bowling fired it back over the catcher's head. Wow, what a play.
Absolutely.
Thrilling.
2 quick turnarounds there for these last 2 plays. No runs scored. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Portland, of course, forcing that pressure. It's going to bring the infield in to reconvene at the top of the pitcher's mound. Coach Ann Pearson coming out as well to talk with the team.
Pearson calming him down after that hectic play. Just says, guys, let's not make any errors. Let's make sure they don't score on an error if they're going to score at all. Let's make sure it's a hit. And Hannah Self coming to the plate now, hoping to drive a run in. 1 out so far for the Lopes. And a steal at second, and they have someone trapped, and they got her at third.
Absolutely.
What a play there by the Lopes. Hannah Self bunted that one straight in the air. Kenzie Hill made a great play to grab it, and she fired it back to third as Lindsay was trying to steal home, it looked like there.
Yeah.
What a play there by the Lopes.
And that's a GCU team that you want to see coming out now, going into the bottom of the 4th. And great little effort put in by the Lopes there. Award-winning and chart-topping artists take the stage on March 22nd for the 9th annual Rock and Worship Roadshow right here at GCU Arena. Experience Christian music's most uplifting and entertaining concert series for the whole family. General admission tickets are just $10. Get your tickets now at gcuarena.com.
The Lopes just getting out of that top of the 4th inning with a great play there, and that's one of those plays, Taylor, that can fire you up and maybe give you some momentum even in the batter's box here. So let's hope that Kenzie Hill's awesome play there to get a double play can force the Lopes into hitting the ball, getting the bat on the ball, and maybe getting some runners on.
Yeah, that was really exciting. Some momentum we needed to see from the Lopes, having that minor slip up, that bloop, and that error onto the left side. So they'll come back out firing here, back up at bat. So looking to make a run here in the bottom of the 4th.
The right fielder, Lorianne Olson.
And it will be Lorianne Olson who gets the first chance here in the batting lineup to make something happen for the Lopes. The freshman will have all the opportunity here out of Tucson, Arizona, attended Ironwood Ridge High School.
Lorianne Olson, the freshman, as you said, batting .387. She grounded out on a bunt attempt, her first at bat, and she just missed the throw, so she's probably looking to do the same thing, and she falls behind 0-1. Alyssa Burke still pitching very strong. Lorianne Olson gets a bunt, but it hits her on the arm, and that will be a foul.
Yeah, Alyssa Burke, knowing she needs this confidence to keep the Vikings in the game and attempt to get a run turned around here to go in so they can be at bat, looking to just pitch out of the inning.
Yeah, as I said, that last play for the Lopes can be very momentum building, and that can be a killer for the Portland State Vikings as the count goes to 1-2. They had such a great opportunity. Runners on second and third, no outs, and they end up stranding both of those runners, getting neither one of them in. Tough play there for the Vikings to not drive in any runs and keep this score 0-0.
Looking to lead off Lorianne Olson there. She's getting the drag out, but it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs here for the Lopes.
Second baseman walked over to the pitcher's circle, had a word with Burke. They took a look over to their coach, got some commands, and she's moving in. Olson fires one off, and it just splits the shortstop's legs, and it fires past even the left fielder. And Lorianne Olson's going to get a double there off that error by the Portland State Vikings. What a tough play there, but what a fortunate event for Lorianne Olson.
Lorianne Olson setting up the Lopes nicely now with no outs here up on the board. And so that'll bring Nikki Gonzalez, designated player of the game, to hopefully bring Olson here home to bring 1-2 runs here for the Lopes, get something up on the board.
Yeah, Nikki Gonzalez, 9 RBIs on the year. But Ann Pearson putting her at the third spot, feeling very confident. And a pass ball. Olson's going to try for second, or for third, and she is safe. Wasn't really a pass ball, just got between the legs of the Portland State catcher. But Lorianne Olson was stealing in the first place, and she barely made it there, sliding feet first, and just beats the throw.
Coach Ann Pearson will like that one, forcing the Vikings to reconvene here at the pitcher's mound.
Olson was very fortunate there that the catcher threw it on the far side of the plate. It gave her just enough time to get her foot in and tag that base before the Portland State third baseman can tag her out.
Absolutely exciting little run here that we have going. No outs, runner on third. Exciting things to come, JP. Lots of opportunity here. The Vikings will settle down and look to get out of this inning alive, but I think the Lopes might have something conjured up to be able to get a run here scored.
Yeah, 1-out count for Nikki Gonzalez. Coach McWhorter came out to Burke to calm her down. But Nikki Gonzalez is really going to try to be aggressive here and get this one out to right field, maybe bring in Olson regardless of whether Nikki Gonzalez gets on or not. She fires that one off to left. Just gets to the left fielder, and the left fielder is going to hold her at first, but not before Lorianne Olson can score the first run of the ball game for the Lopes. Lopes lead 1-0.
Absolutely. Great effort by Lorianne Olson. Aggressive run put on there for her, and that'll be a great play to finally get the Lopes up on the board in the bottom of this fourth inning. It'll force the Vikings to look at what they're doing here. Lissa Burke is going to put her on the board to struggle a little bit here with her pitching. Of course, Portland State Vikings have had a little bit of a rough start. They've gone 0-5, and then most recently had a bye week this last weekend before coming here to the GCU Invitational. Playing 5 games this weekend.
The first pitch just catches the outside corner. Heaven Ackert gonna pinch run here for Nikki Gonzalez as Lainey Gomez draws in, hoping to drive in another run for the Lopes. 1-0 ball game here. And Gomez lays down a bunt. The pitcher gathers. She fires it over to first and gets her out. But Heaven Ackert advances to second base. Camry Wortman coming up, 1 out, and a runner in scoring position.
Second baseman, Camry
Absolutely,
Wortman.
and Camry Wortman having that home run yesterday has a lot of confidence under her belt. She played really well in the opening invitational 2 weekends ago here when we opened the brand new GCU softball stadium. So it's had a little bit of a rocky start there in Waco, Texas, but looks to come back in today's game. Get another run up on the board for the Lopes.
Camry Wortman holds her swing on that first pitch, drawing the count to 1-0.
She was the best batter last year for this GCU team, and currently on the season is .366 average.
And Wortman fires it to right. over the right fielder's head. She's going to advance to second. Ackert's going to come in to score. Wortman's making an attempt at third, and she is not going to beat out the throw. She is out trying to get it to third. Pearson, of course, always wants to be aggressive, and Wortman tried to get real aggressive there, but she gets the RBI. And bringing that run in, the Lopes are up 2-0.
Absolutely. That was an exciting play put on by Wortman. We knew she could do it. We talk again and again how she's so strong on that right side, consistently hits into the right side there. She can get them up into the sky, and as she did, getting that RBI there. Pearson, I believe, told her to make that run-on play, so doing an aggressive job, but terrific play. 2 runs scored now in the bottom of this fourth. 2 outs here for the Lopes.
Camry Wortman will not find third base, but nonetheless, she gets an RBI, bringing her year total to 12. And Alyssa Burke fires in the pitch. She misses her first 2 in this count against Kenzie Hill, 2-0.
Kenzie Hill only 21 at-bats so far after 12 games played this season. .333 batting average. Little high for Hill there. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here.
It was a great play by the second baseman there, Selena Carasosa, to cut off that outfield throw and fire that one over to third base. It was a beautiful throw, and Wortman was unable to avoid the tag. And the count to 3-1. Kenzie Hill watched that one go right down the middle of the plate. Burke steps up. Winds, fires, and Kenzie Hill fouls one back right into the net. 3-2 count, 2 outs, no runners on. Kenzie Hill. Sierra Smith on deck. Kenzie Hill was struck out in her first at-bat, hoping to not do the same here. Alyssa Burke, 2 strikeouts so far this game. And another foul back. Kenzie Hill just getting late.
Yeah, she's staying alive here against Burke, but just getting a chip off to the back. Of course, Kenzie Hill getting that other home run yesterday along with Camry Wortman. Both in the first inning yesterday, an impressive first inning for the Lopes.
And she fouls one back once more. This one much higher, right over the net. Kenzie Hill staying alive, working the count. She's really getting this pitcher working tonight.
Yeah, Burke is really going to have to stay aggressive. Through 4 innings, you can tell she's slightly getting a little bit defeated compared to the composure that we've seen from Valencia into the trail end of this game. So pitching that one left.
And Kenzie Hill fires one up the left field side. She's going to look at second and decides no more bases for me. I'm just going to take my first base. That was a very hard hit right up the left side. And Sierra Smith, third baseman, will come in now, hoping to put together a little 2-out rally here for the Lopes. I did a couple games in that GCU kickoff tournament, and the Lopes had a lot of runs scored with 2 outs, so definitely this inning is not over yet. Alyssa Burke still has a lot on her plate.
We always like to say in softball, anything can happen, and of course, it's definitely the situation here. So,
and Smith fires one up left center field. Kenzie Hill's going to advance to third base. Sierra Smith's advancing to second. A great play there by Sierra Smith. And just as you said, anything can happen. The Lopes now with runners on second and third. Bianca Bowling coming to the plate.
Absolutely. And we were saying that it was a bit of a slow start to begin with. Based on yesterday's game, of course, Coach Pearson said when you score in the first inning and have, such a high score in that first inning, it sets up the energy for the rest of the game. It's been a little bit of a different theme here today, but building up to be an exciting game. 2-0 run here on the Vikings in this 4th inning.
The infield coming to comfort pitcher Burke. They had a little conference, and she has a smile on her face, looking pretty confident. Going to try to dial this one in and get out of this inning with no harm. But Bianca Bowling is going to try to do the exact opposite. and hopefully Bowling can get one to the outfield and maybe bring 2 runners in. Bowling lets the first one come inside, takes a first ball, 1-0.
Burke taking her time now, a little bit more hesitant off the pitch.
Bowling fires one off right. Just foul. A lot of power behind that swing. Bianca Bowling looks like, if you look at her batting average, it looks like she's struggling this year, 216, but she leads the team in RBIs with 13. So she is really making use of her 8 hits so far this year. She's hoping to tack on 2 more RBIs right now. And that one misses the plate. 2-1 count to Bianca Bowling.
That's the perfect situation for her to do that, needing that right here with runners on second and third. Hoping to get off 2 more runs, make the count 4-0, leading the Vikings.
And Bowling fouls one well wide, right over our head here behind home plate. Bianca Bowling.
Yesterday, the Lopes reached a season-high 2 home runs and picked up their first shutout victory with the 2nd run rule win of the season. Of course, ending that game in just 5 innings.
Yeah, the Lopes not a lot of run rule games, but at that Baylor Getterman Classic had 2 games go to extra innings, so they have definitely been in some thrillers. They had a walk-off win here in the GCU Kickoff Tournament against Northern Colorado, so they definitely like the dramatic. And Bowling lets another one go. The count is full. Runners will be moving right as it pitched. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Bianca Bowling stepping in. And Bowling swings and misses. And the catcher tagged her out. She will be tagged out. The Lopes get out of the inning, just 2 runs. A little unfortunate. Runners on second and third there will be stranded by Bianca Bowling. We'll be right back here for the 5th inning.
I'm Dewey, a student here at GCU studying communications. My dad graduated from GCU in 2009, and he is definitely bleeding purple. He loves GCU to the max. Me choosing to follow in his footsteps was the best idea I could have chosen. The program they had here and the direction it could take me was exactly what I wanted and what I needed. I am a GCU Lope, and I will forever always be one.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back here on GCU TV. Top of the 5th coming in. Valencia still pitching. It's been a rather quick game for her. Hasn't allowed many hits, just 2 hits there.
Absolutely great start to this game, going into the 5th inning now. 2-0 on the Vikings. The Vikings next week will be the University of Pacific Invitational in Stockton, California. They'll take on East Carolina, Pacific, and Seton Hall.
Fielder Taylor Goodish.
Vikings had a rough start to their year, 0-6 so far, but they have played some tough teams, so definitely understandable. Vikings definitely in a rebuilding year, though. Looking to just learn from this, have a lot of young freshmen, hoping to get some games under their legs and maybe bounce back strong in the second half of the year and build for next year.
Absolutely. Such a young team, like we said, and of course, Coach McWhorter in her first year here at Portland State. She spent 14 years at the head coaching position at Mount Hood Community College, went all-time 460 and 146, so winning career there at Mount Hood.
Yeah, she was definitely successful there at that community college. She was Northwest Athletic Conference Coach of the Year 4 times, 2009, 2010, 2014, and last year just before she took the job here at Portland State. Shea Smith fires that one well over the head of Bianca Bowling, but catcher Kenzie Hill and right fielder Taylor Kay were able to come over for that one Lorianne Olson were able to come over that and keep that runner to just one base.
Designated player, Riley Casper.
Riley Casper coming to base now, or coming to the plate now. One runner on. She lays down a bunt, and it's going to be fouled off. That one hit the ground and came right back up and hit her bat a second time. By rule, that one is a foul, and we will reset, but with the count 0-1.
Absolutely. Vikings number 22, Riley Casper, here to bat now. A freshman from Encinitas, California. Looking to bunt. Barely getting almost tagged out. She will be out there at first.
Bowling was lucky there to get that out.
Yeah.
Looked like she attempted to tag her out and missed. Just missed, but she hesitated a little bit because she wasn't sure what the ref was going to call or the umpire was going to call, and she fired it over to first base just in case and just beat out the runner.
Yep, keeping things exciting here in the 5th inning of this GCU Invitational game. Action continuing tomorrow and into Sunday for this 4th annual Invitational. This is actually the first time that GCU has faced Portland, Rhode Island, and San Jose. They've faced off against Nevada a few times. They faced Nevada in the inaugural Invitational where they swept in 2 contests. So first time facing off against Portland this evening.
Alexis Ponce committed that error in the bottom of the 4th to allow the Lopes in scoring position and eventually enabled them to score 2 runs. So she will definitely want to avenge her mistake here. She fires that one. Brought in by Wortman. And an easy out for the Lopes, but the runner advances to 3rd with 2 outs.
Yeah, a little tricky situation here with a runner on 3rd. It's Taylor Gunish over there on 3rd looking to make a run into home. But it will be 99. Selena Carasosa to bat up here for the Vikings.
Carasosa just making her 2nd at-bat for the Vikings. Grounded out in her 1st attempt. Hoping to do a little more than a ground out here. But Mariah Valencia will be doing the opposite. 10 strikeouts on the year so far, and she's got, I think, 3 in this game, having a very solid performance. And Carasosa fouls one off.
Yeah, Valencia staying in this game and really doing a great job for the Lopes, leading this team here as the pitcher. She will look to pitch a full game here for the Lopes, giving Taylor Nolan a little bit of a rest after that big victory yesterday against San Jose, pitching a complete game for Nolan.
And Valencia fires one and just misses the plate. Home plate umpire decided that one was not a strike. Count's going to be 2-1. And Carasosa fires that one up. Shea Smith brings it in, fires it over to Bianca Bowling. And that will be it for the 4th inning, or for the top of the 5th inning. Men's basketball is almost at a close. This Saturday will be the last game of the regular season. Watch GCU take on UMKC February 25th at 7 p.m. with coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. Obviously, you can catch all of that here on GCU TV. You can also catch those men's basketball games on Cox if you are a local resident in the Phoenix area. Those basketball games have been awesome. Taylor, have you been to any recently?
Absolutely. I saw their win against Chicago last night, so a fun one. That was God Bless America night, I believe.
Yeah, it was a fun one. There was some fireworks pregame.
Yep.
All the fans were out. Free T-shirts were handed out, and of course, whenever there's free T-shirts, all the students will show up.
That's right. GCU loves to give out those free T-shirts,
they love it.
too. I'm thinking they need to start doing that here at the softball game so I can get a few more of them.
Yeah, if they do that at the softball games, maybe we'll see some more fans out here, although the stands are pretty full tonight on this chilly Phoenix evening.
That's right. Second night of GCU Invitational in the brand new, beautiful GCU softball stadium. It's a gorgeous place to play, bringing in a lot of, traveling teams this year into the stadium. So great place to play. This is just the first part of the softball stadium expansion. There will eventually be new bleachers and an overhang as well. So great place to be out here on a Friday night for a game that's as good as this one.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one here. Taylor Kay going to lead off the Lopes. She's going to lay down a bunt, but pops that one out. The third baseman is able to come into that one. Nelson scooped that one into her glove and made sure she had that one. And Taylor Kay will put the first out on the board for the Lopes. And Shea Smith, top of the order now, coming up to the plate. Lopes up 2-0 in the 5th inning.
Shea Smith looking to get something done here in this inning.
She struck out in her first attempt.
Yeah.
And she popped out. She slaps that one over and just doesn't beat the throw there. Second baseman Carasosa was able to get that slapper and fire it over to first, and she will pick up the second out of the inning. This is a quick one for the Vikings, and they hope to keep it that way. Lorianne Olson to the plate.
Lorianne moving up in the lineup, as we said before. Pearson seeing how well she's done so far in this season. She has a 387 average, second highest on the team. Actually, third highest behind Laney and Shea Smith. So getting to move up here a bit.
And she fouls one back. Count will go to 0-1.
Getting a little bit chillier out here, JP, as the shades coming in. And
we were talking about it earlier. I decided to wear some shorts. That was a mistake because this wind is a little bit breezy. It's going to be a cold one tonight, Taylor. I hope you're ready.
Yep, GCU facing off against Nevada. A quick turnaround right after this game. That'll start at 7 p.m., so I better find my warm jacket before the start of that one.
It's going to be a cold one. 1-2 count to Lorianne Olson. Olson ran after that one. Just misses. That ball got past catcher Hannah Self. She had to run back and scoop that one up. Luckily, no base runners on for her to worry about. 2 outs now, 2-2 count. And swung on and miss by Lorianne Olson. That will be the end of the inning. An easy 1-2 inning for Alyssa Burke. She is having a pretty good game so far, except for that error in the second inning. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the 6th.
GCU now offers a unique opportunity to earn your doctorate.
Grand Canyon University's newly remodeled golf course is thriving in the heart of Phoenix, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, signature par 3s, greenside bunkers, premium greens, and a brand new clubhouse and restaurant. Experience a University Championship golf course this summer with great rates as low as $15 available now. Book your tee times at gcugolf.com.
Welcome back here on GCU TV, this beautiful GCU softball stadium. I said we were coming to the bottom of the 6th. I was mistaken. Beautiful Phoenix sunsets, making the scoreboard a little hard for us to read. I did not see it was the top of the 6th now.
Already, this game has gone by
fast. Yeah, this game is flying. I maybe thought it was going a little too fast. Valencia fires the first pitch in of this 6th inning. Goes well high for a ball. And we're going to have the top of the order for the Portland State Vikings. Nelson going to draw in. She had a ground out and a line out in her first 2 attempts, but she's got a hitter's count now, 2-0.
Valencia doing a nice job in this game. She'll be sure to pitch a lot more in this GCU Invitational. Only the second game here for GCU. They'll play plenty more through Sunday. You can catch all of those games, all of the GCU games, of course, right here on GCU TV. You can stick with us, as we said, right after this game for that double header. Second game of 2 against Nevada.
Valencia misses on that one. 3-1 count.
A little bit harder to see the scoreboard now that the sun has set a little bit.
And that one easily handled by Taylor Kay. Out there in left field, popped up by Nelson. She will fly out there for that one, and Valencia still has only allowed 5 hits. Or 4 hits. She's having herself quite the outing this evening against Portland State.
Yeah, great job by Valencia. She pitched a full game against Lamar that ended in extra innings. That was back last weekend in Waco, Texas.
Shaylee Lindsay coming to the plate. 14 at-bats, only 1 hit so far. It was a double, and she did score on that trip. She fires that one up. Valencia gets it, and gets it over to Bowling for the out.
Absolutely.
Nice start for her so far in the top of the 6th. 2 up, 2 down. And Marissa Bruno coming to the plate.
GCU's program last year closed out the season with 35-15 record and 10-5 in Western Athletic Conference play. They were second in the conference, so they look to clutch that title this year.
And Bruno fouls out. A great inning there by Mariah Valencia. Gets out of that one very quickly. A 1-2-3 inning. Not many pitches thrown. 2 of those at-bats ended in just 1 pitch. So a very strong outing for Mariah Valencia so far. 1 inning to go.
GCU now offers a unique opportunity to earn your doctorate through an on-campus evening cohort. Doctorate programs in education and in philosophy are enrolling now. Scholarships are available. The next evening cohort begins in March. For more information, visit gcu.edu/doctoral 2017. That's gcu.edu/doctoral 2017.
The 3-4-5 hitters coming up for the Lopes now. Gonzalez, Gomez, and Wortman. Gonzalez had a successful last at-bat in the 4th inning. She got a single, scored a run, and her pinch runner, Heaven Ackert, scored a run in her place. So a very solid at-bat for her. She's looking to lead off again and get on base once more. And I assume we'll see Heaven Ackert pinch run for her once more.
Absolutely. Low scoring game for the Lopes, only 2 runs scored, but a win is a win, a victory is a victory. That's all you need. They have such a winning season, only dropping that game to number 23 Baylor. So this will be just another one on the board here for the Lopes to start off in this invitational.
Yeah, the Lopes with 2 runs. They'd like to have a lot more, or get a few more this inning, but if they don't, Mariah Valencia has looked unstoppable. The first pitch comes in high and outside, 1-0 count. She's looked pretty unhittable out there, besides for early on a couple bunt singles, but even when she has gotten hit on, she's been able to get away from it and get out of that jam, any jam she's been in, and it's looking pretty good for her so far, the 1-0. And that one finds the plate. 1-1 count to Nikki Gonzalez, no outs.
GCU will go on to play Nevada, of course, this evening. They will not see Portland again in this invitational, but they will face Nevada twice and Rhode Island. and San Jose tomorrow morning. So this is the only game that they will get against Portland.
And Nikki Gonzalez pops that one up. The sun getting in the eyes. A little bit of that second baseman, Carasosa, but she was able to grab that. Almost slipped out of her glove, if you could see that.
Yeah.
And it was
Center field,
pretty
Lacey
great
Gomez.
job by her to corral that one in.
She almost looked a little surprised herself.
Yeah,
that
she
caught
looked
that
around
one.
like, wow, did I just catch that? And yes, she did. Lainey Gomez now will come to the plate.
Lainey Gomez doing a great job in her junior season here for the Lopes. Batting right now in second place, just behind Shay Smith with a 389 average. So second on the team with that average.
She leads the team, though, with 14 runs. That's definitely her position on this squad. She knows her role, and it's to get on base and get around the bags real quick and score a run for the Lopes.
Absolutely, going 13 for 33. Has 36 at-bats, just behind Shay.
And that one well outside to Lainey Gomez.
Vikings taking a little bit of their time here. Just slipped out of the glove there.
Gomez able to get on base.
Absolutely.
What a play for her. Slapped that one in as she's running towards the first base side, and the pitcher tried to reach out for that one, redirected it, and the second baseman was taking the wrong route to the ball. Lainey Gomez was able to get on first base there for Camry Wortman.
Yeah, Burke stretching out for that one, just missing her glove. So that'll be a nice pickup for Gomez on first here. Camry Wortman, that strong hitter for the Lopes, up to bat on the left side. Looked a little close there.
Yeah.
Almost as if it was going to hit her, but she will get that one swung on. Keeping an eye over there on Gomez at first, ready to run.
And
swing.
Wortman swings again. Burke looking real strong, though, here late.
Yeah.
Catcher Hannah Self was able to get over there and get that ball before Gomez could decide to go for second. The 0-2. And Wortman fouls it off, staying alive, fighting off the count. 0-2 for Wortman, 1 out. Kenzie Hill will be coming to bat if Wortman finds herself on base. And that one goes low for a ball.
Wortman does a nice job of staying at bat, though, getting 7 off last time she was at bat. She stays in the game, chopping at every pitch.
And that one misses the plate outside. Wortman, of course, a left-hander, hoping to pull this one out to right field. The count is full.
Burke taking her time at the top.
And that one goes low. And Gomez is able to advance to second, was even looking to go for third there.
Yeah. Aggressive base runner. That's
Yeah.
all GCU hitters, though. They, Pearson tells them, be aggressive, run strong, move when you can, steal when you can. And that's what Gomez was attempting to do. That'll force Camry to walk here on to first now. So runner on first, runner on second.
Catcher, Kenzie Hill.
And Kenzie Hill up to bat.
1 out now for Kenzie Hill. As I said earlier, she leads the team in home runs with 2 of them so far on the year. She'd love to hit another one here. But, of course, not thinking that. 1 out, showing bunt. pulls it back. She fires a swing, just fouls it off.
Absolutely. 333 average on the season. 21 at-bats, though. 5 runs, 7 hits.
And Kenzie Hill lays down a bunt. Very solid bunt. Just fell to the catcher's feet. Catcher stepped forward and fired it over second, but the runners advanced. Kenzie Hill did her job, and now Sierra Smith will come to the plate. 2 outs, 2 runners on, second and third, and she's hoping to drive in a couple RBIs.
Yeah, we need some RBIs from Sierra Smith. We need her to come out here stronger than she has in previous games today. Looking to get these runners home. Runners on second and third. She'll show the bunt here.
And she gets hit. She's going to find herself a base. She will not get an RBI, but she will find a base, and the bases will be loaded for Bianca Bowling. Although it may look like Ann Pearson. Yep, I think she is going to bring in a pinch hitter for Bianca Bowling.
Bianca Bowling, 12 RBIs here.
But nonetheless, Madeline Dowdle will come in to pinch hit for Bianca Bowling with this great situation here. Bases loaded.
Number 4, Maddie Dowdle.
Maddie Dowdle coming in here for the Lopes to pinch hit. Bases are loaded. Lot of opportunity here.
Dowdle fires this one to right field. Working against the sun, the right fielder is able to bring it down. A great play there by the right fielder, Marissa Bruno. She does a great job bringing that one out. Maddie Dowdle came in, fired on the first pitch, but she was unable to finish that. Top of the 7th, if Mariah Valencia can finish this one off, the Lopes will have themselves a victory here.
Earning your RN to BSN degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. Finding your purpose takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience delivering our accredited RN to BSN program 100% online. Graduate in as few as 16 months, learning from full-time practicing nurse faculty in small classes. Integrate your education with your faith and Christian worldview.
Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back here to GCU Softball Stadium. Top of the 7th inning. Mariah Valencia hoping to close this game out, get herself her second win on the year. She's having a great game so far, only allowed 4 hits against the Vikings. And she has a 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, looking strong. Valencia doing a great job. Can't emphasize it enough. She knew she had to follow up on Nolan's impressive performance yesterday and come back and play strong here, wanting to capitalize on a victory in this 7th inning today.
Valencia will have a tough task on her hands, though, facing the meat of the Vikings order. Catherine Kramer in the 4 spot. Hannah Self and Taylor Gunnish. They've all had themselves somewhat decent games. And that one's fired to Sierra Smith, and she gets it to Bowling for the out. Just 2 outs away from a Lopes victory.
That's Smith's prime possession right there. She gets that one and off to first. She does a great job. She stays calm and collected in quick plays like that and knows how to get that speedy ball over to first, and great little duo play for that first out for the Lopes in the 7th.
And that one is fouled up. Kenzie Hill trying to bring that one in and just misses. Bowling joined her over there, and they were just unable to get to that foul ball. Yeah, as you were saying, the Smiths so great on defense. That's their real strong spot. They just lock down that left side over there in between third and second base. And you rarely see some errors over there on that left side.
Definitely. Mariah Valencia just needing to pitch out of this inning here. to get a Lopes victory.
Valencia moves in. And that hit is fired high in left field.
Vikings chopping at these ones strong, knowing they need to make something happen in this inning or the game is over for the Vikings. Swinging at nearly anything they can get. That is number 40, Hannah Self for the Vikings. Another freshman out of Tigard, Oregon.
Hannah Self popped out on her lat at bat. That was the great. She fires this one to left center field. High and going, and great play by Lainey Gomez to track over and bring that one down. 2 outs for the Lopes, just 1 away from their second victory of this GCU Invitational. A great hit there by Hannah Self. Fired that one out high to left center, but not far enough. Lainey Gomez able to bring it down.
Lainey Gomez making quite the effort there. Out in the outfield, covering a lot of ground to get that one off easily.
Valencia gets that one in, but misses. The count is 1-0. And she gets that one in there, 1-1. Just 2 strikes away from her second win of the game, as I said. She's made 4 starts, but she's only been able to win 1 of those, gotten a no decision 3 times. And she's hoping to get her second win of the year. And that one gets away from Kenzie Hill. She blocked that curveball that got a bit low. The count will be 2-1. And another one in the dirt. Kenzie Hill blocks it. Much easier this time. 3 balls, 1 strike to Taylor Gunish.
This will make Ann Pearson's 102nd victory at the helm, her 14th season here.
Gunish fouls it left, and the Lopes left fielder was working it on that one. Taylor Kay was unable to track that one down. She almost looked like she was going to make a diving attempt for that one, but that one just a little bit too far away. Count is full here.
Last ditch effort here for the Vikings. Riley Casper.
Gunish fouls that one back.
Gunish.
Gunish struck out on her first attempt, and she reached on an error in the second. And that one swung on and fouled off. Count is still full. Gunish fighting off a few pitches by Valencia. Valencia looking real strong today. And that one misses low.
Yep.
Taylor Gunish will get a walk. She'll find first base, and the tying run will come to the plate. Riley Casper, the designated player for the Vikings, will approach home plate, step into the batter's box, and she is hoping to tie this sucker. She had 2 ground outs this game so far, but she's hoping for something different this time. That one just missed inside.
Yeah, Riley Casper, the freshman out of California, needing to create something here for the Vikings. Runner on first.
Casper just making her second appearance so far this year. She played, of course, last game against San Jose State. She didn't get a hit there. She had 2 at-bats. She did not get a hit in that game, though. Has not gotten a hit this game, but she's hoping to change that here. And it fires in just over the plate. Lopes fans wanted that one to be a strike, but it will miss.
Valencia needing to just pitch out of this inning to get a full victory under her belt.
And that one misses. A 4-pitch walk for Mariah Valencia.
Pitching coach will bring the infield in.
Going to go over some formations. Going to give her maybe some possible pitches coming up.
Of course, be sure to stick around for the game that will start in just under an hour with live coverage right here on GCU TV. The Lopes will face off against Nevada. They beat Nevada in a 2-game sweep last time they faced off each other 3 years ago in the inaugural GCU Invitational. So be sure to stick around for that game. That will conclude day 2 of the GCU Invitational before we begin play tomorrow.
And the umpire calls their meeting over, and we will get back to playing. 2 outs, runners on first and second, and Alexis Ponce will come to the plate for the Vikings. First pitch finds the corner for Mariah Valencia. A great curveball. Curves right in there, finds the inside lower corner of the plate, and a great pitch call. And you expect that after that meeting. They came together, calmed her down, and gave her exactly what to do. That one fired down the left field line. Sierra Smith dived for it, but just out of the reach, but it will be foul. Count is 0-2 here in the top of the 7th. Just one pitch away from a victory for the Lopes. Mariah Valencia had that 2 at-bats ago. She was unable to finish it off. See if she can do it here. And a ball goes in the dirt for ball 1. Alexis Ponce, 9 at-bats so far this year. No hits, hoping to get her first one here. She flied out in the 3rd inning and grounded out in the 5th. Mariah Valencia moving in. She fires that one up the center. Runner's going to go home. The throw's coming in, and Kenzie Hill will get her out, and the Lopes will win. What a play there by the center fielder, Lainey Gomez. She made 2 great plays in this last inning. She made a running, sprinting catch to get the 2nd out of the inning, and she fires a perfect throw into Kenzie Hill there. Taylor, what a win by the Lopes. Mariah Valencia going to go 2-0 on her season so far. Only allowed 6 hits for the Lopes. Great effort there for her. Lopes did a great job.
Absolutely. Such a great game to put under their belt. 2-0 here against Portland. Great second day of play for GCU here in the GCU Invitational. And, of course, they'll play in just about 50 minutes against Nevada. But tremendous effort by Valencia and all of GCU here in today's game.
Thank you for tuning in. We've got more GCU softball all this weekend. Tune in at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow to see GCU take on San Jose State. Follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Once again, stick around. Taylor will be hanging with you for a while. GCU is going to have a thriller against Nevada. Should be a very good ball game. I've been JP Saar, Taylor Bond. Have a great night, and go Lopes.